Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the office of the Premier Government of the Virgin Islands. I now establish the protocol for this contract signing. Premier and Minister of Finance, Dr. the Honorable D. Orlando Smith, OBE. Minister for Communications and Works, Honorable Mark Vanterpool. Global Business Leader, GE Water and Process Technologies Aqua Design, Mr. Robert Gorgel, and General Manager of Aqua Design BVI Limited, Mr. Michael Matthew, senior government officials, members of the press, good morning, everyone. My name is Andrew St. Hilaire, Acting Deputy Secretary in the Ministry of Communications and Works. The Permanent Secretary is on duty travel. Today, the Government of the Virgin Islands will sign a contract with Aqua Design BVI Limited for water treatment services for a period of 7 years. The contract renewal with Aqua Design is to produce treated potable water for the island of Virgin Gorda using reverse osmosis plants, one located at Handsome Bay in Valley and the other one located at South Sound in North Sound, Virgin Gorda. We will first have remarks by the Minister for Communications and Works, then we will sign the contract. Mr. Gorgel will respond, and we will then move into the questions and answers by the media. So, Honorable Vanterpool.
Premier. Bob, Mikey, staff, press, good morning to you all on this beautiful day in the Virgin Islands. Good morning. Good morning. I said it was a beautiful day, but you don't sound that way. I'm very pleased to be here today to sign this contract along with our Premier, Dr. D. Orlando Smith, and the rest of the team from GE Aqua, on behalf of the people of the government of the Virgin Islands. This is a very significant moment for people on Virgin Gorda in particular and the Virgin Islands territory. And it marks a major milestone in our government's efforts to upgrade the water distribution network in the Virgin Islands. I want you to know today that the government has been working vigorously to identify and improve the water supply throughout the territory. And at this time, I would like to apologize to the public, the consumers who have been affected by frequent disruptions in the water supply, as we have seen over the last year or so, particularly in Virgin Gorda and elsewhere in the territory. With the signing of this agreement today, Aqua Designs BVI Limited is committing to producing a regular supply of water for the island of Virgin Gorda for the next 7 years, with an option to renew for another 7 years. Government will be purchasing this water from Aqua Designs for $12.46 per 1,000 imperial gallons, and this price includes the cost of electricity. The average price we are paying now, including electricity, is approximately $20 throughout the territory as an average price. This new pricing today of $12.46 brings us closer to the cost that we are charging consumers. We are pleased about this reduced price and expect that it will be the standard or even lower going forward. With a production of 480,000 imperial gallons per day, the total savings that we expect for the territory will be approximately $1.3 million per annum at a cost of $12.46 versus the average of $20. We are also expecting similar savings on Tortola going forward. Aqua Design BVI Limited's contract is to build, own, and operate a new water plant on Virgin Gorda to replace the existing plant, which is old and has come to the end of its useful life. Based on the progress of work to date, expectations are that increased production is expected within 4 months. In the meantime, to alleviate the water shortage issues on Virgin Gorda, you will be pleased to know that on Monday of this week, the Water and Sewage Department trucked 275,000 gallons of water from Tortola to Virgin Gorda. That will be or has been followed up, as the trucks have gone over early this morning, with another shipment today of a similar amount. In the meantime, we are urgently working to get the plant back up and producing water on Virgin Gorda on a regular basis. With the new plant, the system capacity of the sites on Virgin Gorda will be increased from approximately 320,000 gallons per day to 480,000 imperial gallons per day. This is a 50% increase in water production capacity overall. Aqua Design has been operating in the Virgin Islands for many years, with plants in Seacouls Bay and Capoons Bay and Tortola, and also on Virgin Gorda. I take this opportunity on behalf of the government and the people of the Virgin Islands to thank Aqua Design BVI Limited for its commitment to working with us on these projects. I trust that we can continue to maintain a professional and a productive relationship for the benefit of our people on Virgin Gorda and throughout the rest of the Virgin Islands. Once again, on behalf of the Premier and the government of the Virgin Islands, we are pleased to sign this contract today in the interest of the people of our beautiful Virgin Islands. May God continue to bless all of us here in the Virgin Islands. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Vanterpool, for those remarks signaling the signing of the Water Services Agreement between Aqua Design BVI Limited and the Government of the Virgin Islands. We will now have the signing. The Premier will sign. His signature will be witnessed by the Subject Minister, Honorable Vanterpool, and then representatives from Aqua/GE will sign and be witnessed accordingly. Thank you. Global business leader of GE Water and Process Technologies, Mr. Robert Gergel, will now bring remarks.
Premier Smith, Minister Vanterpool, ladies and gentlemen, members of the press, this is an exciting day for GE and Aqua Design, and we thank you very much for this opportunity to be here and to sign this contract today. It just made me think, Minister Vanterpool, you mentioned the word trust in your remarks, and I think trust is the key word in any relationship between parties. We have to trust you, you have to trust us. Trust is something that is difficult to earn, takes a lot of time, effort. It's very easy to lose that trust. It can be lost, it seems, in a minute. I think GE Aqua Design has been in place in Tortola and on Virgin Gorda since 1988. So we've had a lot of time to earn that trust, and hopefully what you've seen over the years validates that trust. Signing of a contract is symbolic of that trust, and so we take that very seriously. We thank you for that. We thank you for your confidence, and we greatly appreciate the expression, formal expression of that in the signing of these contracts today. We, as you mentioned, operate 4 plants in the British Virgin Islands, 2 on the island of Tortola and 2 on the island of Virgin Gorda. Together, those plants produce almost, or will produce almost, 1 million gallons a day of potable water from the sea. Just a little bit of a comment on of water production. You know, we all tend to take water a little bit for granted. I can tell you I've been in this business 35 years, and it seems like water falls from the sky. It should be free. I should be able to, you know, collect it and drink it. But unfortunately, or fortunately, we've grown, and the Virgin Islands have grown to the point where just collecting water from the sky isn't sufficient to support our population, our growth, our industries, and so on. So we need other supplies of water, and we turn to the ocean to do that. And so we and many others operate seawater desalination plants. The technology that's in use, reverse osmosis, is well known. It's been around for many decades, so people understand it very well. But let's not underestimate, shall we say, or understate the value and the technical expertise that goes into turning that ocean that we all love so much into water that we can drink and can sustain us. It is truly a technological miracle what happens in these plants every day. So the reverse osmosis process, if you haven't seen one of our plants, we'd love to open up our doors and show you how it works. It's pretty cool how we turn what is ocean water into drinking water. It involves very high pressures, very, very specialty membranes called reverse osmosis, some other filtration processes, and so on. There's also some chemistry involved just to make sure that the water is potable and there's no other contaminants in it. So that's all a part of what goes into that. So we have an excellent team in the Virgin Islands led by our general manager, Mikey Matthews, and he has a lot of people that support him on his staff. They're all based here. They're all Virgin Islanders. They're very proud of what they do, and quite frankly, the General Electric Corporation is also very proud of what they do. On behalf of 330,000 employees of the General Electric Corporation, we thank you for this signing of the contract, and we also thank our local team that works so hard and diligently to do every day what it is you need to have done. Just to kind of put some numbers for you, because I know the press always likes numbers. It's easy to quote. These 2 plants on Virgin Gorda that we're signing the contracts today, over the 7 years of our initial term, will produce over 1 billion gallons of drinking water. 1 billion with a B. It's a huge amount of water, and we are committed as GE Aqua Design to making sure that every drop, every gallon meets our quality commitments that we've made and committed to in this contract. It also means that we commit to not only making that water available and the quality will be good, but we also know that you need it on a timely basis. It's not sufficient to make a gallon yesterday but not make any gallons today. We have to make that water all the time. And so our local operating staff is committed to doing that, and while you see them and they're very visible, what you don't see are the tens, really hundreds of people behind the scenes, the engineers, the people that work in procurement, in what we call supply chain, that are ordering the spare parts, making sure the spare parts are here on time. All that coordination It's kind of like the duck swimming on the pond. You see the calm sort of thing of just the water's in the tank. What you don't see is that duck swimming furiously underneath the pond of all the back office efforts that go in. So that's something that we also tend to take for granted, but I can tell you that as the leader of this business and Mikey as the general manager, none of us take that for granted. It is something that happens every day and something that you expect, and that's part of that trust that we have between our organizations. GE and Aqua Design will invest almost $2 million to upgrade these facilities, and we hope that that will be sufficient to carry through the entire term of our contract. So we're very excited about this. Again, this is a big commitment for GE, big commitment for Aqua Design. We're thrilled to be here. We're thrilled to continue this relationship, and again, we thank you for your trust. We will work hard every day to continue to earn that trust. So thank you for your order, and thank you to the people of the Virgin Islands.
Thank you, Mr. Gorgel, for your complimentary and supporting remarks on this occasion of signing the contract between your company and the government of the Virgin Islands. Consequently, the Premier has to be excused for his other engagement, which is already in progress. So please stand for the departure of Premier Smith.
Thank you.